Hey guys, welcome to Juicy Tea, where I read out the best stories on Reddit, so you don't have to. The funny, shocking, and satisfyingly juicy. Today is Fake or Real Thursday, with the craziest stories that just can't be real. Today I effed up by asking my partner to stop eating his own cum after sex. This first post comes from the BestofRedditorUpdates subreddit, posted by Marshy1594. Just a forewarning, this story is kinda gross, so if you're eating, you might want to skip this one. I, 23 female, have been in a relationship with this guy, male 33, for like a year. When we started dating, after a month of getting to know each other, we went to his house and did the deed. Enjoyable experience overall, but after he was done, he removed the condom and, with a very expert gesture, proceeded to drink his junk right out of it. I was shocked and confused. In my head, I was like, yo man, what the F? He was my first partner and like, I wondered if that was kind of normal? Common? I don't know. Nope, this isn't normal, oh my god. Since I used to be a people pleaser, I managed to hide my shock and disgust and simply asked him, why did you do that? He answered me as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. It's a lot of kilojoules of energy. I can't waste them. What? The protein? Dude, just buy a protein bar. Oh. I was even more confused. I was literally speechless. And what had been a very nice and romantic night managed to become a weird and kind of awkward situation. To make things worse, he even stated in a very dramatic tone, I will never allow anyone to eat my semen. He said that like his junk was something precious, like if someone ever got access to it, it was like being able to steal his soul. I don't know. It made no sense. And also, dude, nobody here is trying to steal your precious cum. Oh. By the way, he wasn't drinking his cum in a kinky or erotic way. He did it like it was an extremely serious and important deal. Why must drinking your own cum be so dramatic? We kept dating for several months. What? You kept dating this guy? Oh! And every time we had sex, every single time, he did the same thing. I started becoming very concerned since usually inside condoms, isn't there usually some lube? He even complained about the bad taste of the lube or the latex the condom was made out of. The taste of his own cum somehow didn't bother him at all. Good for him? And even if lube is not that toxic, I think that consuming a small amount, but very often, may not be the healthiest habit. Also, his breath right after this ritual almost made me throw up, since he refused to even brush his teeth afterwards. I didn't chew, I swallowed it in one gulp, so I don't need to brush my teeth. Ew! I tried to discreetly make him understand that his habit was grossing me out by saying out loud, ew, or by covering my eyes, but he didn't get the clues. A year passed by. A year! I had enough. I tried to confront him, but nope. He was unmovable. Neither the fact that his passion for his own cum was making me a little uncomfortable, nor the fact that IMO eating lube could be harmful made him stop. He then proceeded to get mad. He stated that he wasn't doing anything wrong, that he just didn't want to waste precious substances from his body, and that I was making a scene over nothing. Does he drink his own piss too? I told him about his breath, and he straight up accused me of having a bad smell. I told him that by deflecting to me as an excuse, he was just making things worse. But then he interrupted me and told me that I was insufferable. Then he just left. He was extremely angry. I've never seen that side of him. I'm sure he's gonna tell me to pack my things and leave, so right now, I'm mad, confused, and scared about his behavior. Too long didn't read. After the first time me and my partner had sex, he drank his own cum directly from the condom. I was disgusted, and after a year, I asked him to stop. He got mad, and I think he's about to leave me. Edit. Oh my god! Well, I was right to be freaked out by his behavior, having read most of the comments. Anyway, please stop judging me about the fact that I stayed with him for over a year. I'm really ashamed about it. The situation was very complex for me. But to cut it short, let's just say I have very low standards and not a lot of self-esteem. Relevant comments. So, out of curiosity, if you blow him, does he let you swallow it? Or does he just pull out and hunch over the fountain while screaming, "Mine!" OP replies saying, he never let me blow him. Another user says, can't be letting bitches steal his kilojoules. I cannot fathom the image of a grown man slurping on his own used condom after each time while saying, it's a precious substance. A year? Edit. Wow, guys, I didn't expect my first post here to go viral like that. Anyway, since I received thousands of comments, let's clarify some points. First of all, yep, it happened for real. I didn't make it up or something. It was my first serious relationship, even though it wasn't my first intimate experience. The only thing that wasn't actually true was the fact that it happened a few days ago. It's actually been about 6 years since the day that I left Go-Get. Let's call him this, lol. So, now I'm 29, but at the time, I was 23. Yeah, I know the subreddit is called Today I Effed Up, not a couple years ago I effed up. Me and Go-Get had sex very rarely, like 2 to 3 times a month, and he didn't finish most of the time. So, he performed his weird, comely original less than a dozen times in total over the course of our relationship. At least in front of me, but I don't think he performed it in secret. Not to kink shame or something, but he was probably asexual. I mean, I've never known a man with such little interest in sex, or with such a low libido. He was against masturbation and porn. He was probably just scared of losing his precious cum. Go-Get even told me he was okay with not coming for several years. I told him that's not very healthy for a man to never let himself come. It's like common knowledge, common sense. But he told me that in his opinion, that was BS. Update. After the fight we had over his comelier moments, he got mad and left for a couple hours, then came back. He was like, that's okay, I forgive you. That was unacceptable to me. I shouldn't be the one needing to be forgiven. I did nothing wrong. I just asked him to stop a behavior that was making me uncomfortable. During the couple of hours that he left me by myself, I was really worried and pissed. I kept thinking about how unjust it'd be if he decided to leave me. Mostly because I should have been the one to end the relationship. Also, I was a little scared because we used to live together at his place. I used to have a very good relationship with his family, and these plus other things were keeping me from ending the relationship sooner, even though I'd been thinking about it for like 2 to 3 months. As soon as he forgave me, I said that I wanted to end our relationship. He reacted calmly at first, then Go-Get changed his mind and got angry again and said a bunch of nonsense like, I'm very disappointed in you. Like, what? His attitude was getting on my nerves, so I packed up my things and walked away. He was just very weird, asocial, a narcissist with zero empathy or consideration for others. I still don't know why he used to drink his own cum. I feel confident dismissing theories like preventing me from stealing his cum in order to get myself pregnant. Bit of an extreme way to do it, don't you think? He could just, flush it down the loo or something. I believe that since he was into Chinese medicine, weird Shaolin monk, and religious stuff. He told me that he learned a lot of incredible sexual practices while hanging out with a bunch of Satanists. Hope that was a lie. I'm also starting to believe that he was a compulsive liar, cause he told me a lot of unbelievable stories that sounded made up. Like this? Let me know who actually believes a word of this story, cause honestly, it's fun, but it sounds like total BS to me. Too long didn't read. Everything happened about 6 years ago. Sorry for saying that it happened a few days ago. I left him since he refused to stop a behavior that was making me uncomfortable, and because he was a sick narcissist weirdo in general. Now I'm 29, and I'm fine. I used my meal plan to feed over 120 less fortunate people. Our next post is from the MaliciousCompliance subreddit, posted by Rotom Roomba. This happened in my freshman year of college about 20 years ago. My university had just invested in a big new dining hall, and to help pay for their investment, they required all new students to buy a 150 meal plan for both semesters. This was a big financial burden, being from a lower middle class family, but my parents pulled funds together to help me out and make it happen. Shortly into my first semester, I found out from friends that the meals you don't use didn't roll over. Since I lived off campus, I knew I wouldn't be able to use them all. Heading into November, I realised I would end up with 60 to 75 meals left over. I complained about this a lot to my friends and family because it seemed like such a waste. In comes the plan. My freshman year of college was also my cousin's senior year, and we hung out pretty often. He was the biggest trickster type you've ever met. One night, while we were drinking, he says, "What if you brought in a bunch of homeless people to use up your meals? How much would that piss off all those self-righteous bastards?" We laughed all night, but the more I thought about the idea, the more I really started to like it. We talked all weekend about it and hatched a plan. On Monday morning, we went down to the local Salvation Army around the corner. I've grown to really despise this organisation, but in the early 2000s, in a small town in the USA, it's all we had. We told the lady at the desk that I'd like to feed people in need with my meal plan. She was hesitant at first, but she said she was working with people that this would be a huge blessing to, especially during the holiday season. She helped me organise 2 days the following week, where around 30 people would meet me to eat in the dining hall. I would wear a certain hat so they could find me, and we'd go and eat. The day finally arrived, and all kinds of people were there. There were homeless people in tattered clothes. There were families with kids that seemed excited to eat out. There was even one family I will always remember that seemed embarrassed to take the handout, but I made an effort to talk to everyone and make them feel welcomed. At noon, we headed into the dining hall. I walked up to the lady at the entrance and said, "These people are with me. They're my friends. I would like to swipe them in." She looked confused, but reluctantly let us in. To say we got every reaction humanly possible would be an understatement. There were staff that were obviously annoyed with the influx of diners. There were students that were laughing, students that were giving me the silent clap, and there were also a few snobbish faculty members that seemed to be disgusted at the type of people coming into the dining hall. I didn't care at all. Eventually, a head of staff member came up and said they knew what I was doing and they didn't like it. I said, "These are my friends eating with me. I paid for these meals. Am I doing anything wrong?" She was stumped. The next day, the same situation happened with the same reactions. It seemed I'd caused quite a stir on campus, and it just so happened that the university president was eating there that day. She came up to me and said even though she would ask me to not tell my friends to do the same thing with their meals, as the staff couldn't handle the influx of diners, she was proud that one of her students had the heart to do something for others like that. The following semester, I did the exact same thing. I even used my meals sparingly so I could bring more people. The one memory that will stick in my head forever is the family with the little kids, so excited to go to the pizza bar and soft serve ice cream machine, giggling the whole time. To this day, it's still one of the proudest moments of my life. Me, my friends and my family still chuckle over the story and the snooty, angry reactions I got. This is the most wholesome, malicious compliance I've ever read. Remember, I post new content every day, so subscribe for more juicy tea.